Namaskar, friends. This is NJ, your host on this channel. So, friends, in this video, we are going to have a short discussion on what is happening right now in the world. Because if you open any news channel, all what they're talking about is the US going for Greenland, is Canada also in the menu, is like something going to happen with Colombia as well, is US is going to intervene in ongoing protest happening in the Iran. So I mean to say, knowing that from astrology, friends, becomes very important because whatever is happening outside in the world, if you will try to connect it with the planets, you will get very clear answers for that. And again, friends, like a lot of the things which have been so far, like speculated, commented, like tweeted by Donald Trump or his close aide. So before, it used to be seen as a hopeful or wishful thinking, but after that Venezuela military action, now it looks like to be very feasible. So everyone is very sure, they are taking it very seriously. And because of that, I just thought, like, because lately I have been only uploading content on spirituality. Even I wanted to stick to that only, but just because anyone who would have interest both in politics and astrology will be curious. So I thought I can just add a few slides and give you an insight that what is coming. Because friends, beyond any doubt, next couple of months are actually going to be sensitive. So, in the past couple of months, in the second tenure of Donald Trump, if his actions, his administration's actions have surprised you, you have found it to be unpredictable, erratic. So, trust me, the next couple of months will actually going to be more surprising for you. So, friends, before we will start our discussion, I want to make a couple of things clear. First of all, I don't have any leaning towards any politician, any political party, any specific ideology. I'm astrologer. That is what my forte is. But yes, in order to present that information in a more informed kind of way, I might have to make use of some political statements and all. So, but don't get this impression that I'm leaning towards a specific person. I don't like anyone. I don't dislike anyone. I'm as neutral as it is going to be possible. Along with that, friends, this is not a prediction. I'm just going to be explaining it to you that in which direction world is headed and why. The main objective of astrology is either guidance, counseling, or give you the reason why. So that is what I will try to do in this short discussion. So, friends, to begin with, see now this Venezuela situation has created the whole new picture of the probable war fronts, because before that, when we were about to start the new year, many in many news channel discussion, they were only talking about like Russia Ukraine, what will happen, because the peace talks were going on, and then suddenly we get to know that like Putin's home was targeted, and like India Pakistan, a second escalation or a war-like situation, there's a high likelihood of that to happen in 2020 like 6. Talking about China Taiwan situation, I'm very sure that like that is more likely to happen in 2027 with Saturn's next transit move. Because friends, when we talk about any war to turn into a world war, like for example, right now there are many war fronts right now active. This could be Thailand, Cambodia happened in 2025. This could be Russia, Ukraine. This could be like any, this could be like even USA and the Venezuela situation as well. But for any war to become a global war, like they were, for example, in the time of the Second World War, like UK was already ruling over like half of the world. So obviously, if one country which is having so much of the claim over so much portion of the land over the world, and if it is involved in a war, the whole world is divided in two groups. So with Russia Ukraine, it did not escalate to that extent, but with China and the Taiwan situation, this looks like to be a possibility that it could turn into a global event or a world war kind of situation where other allied countries will also jump in. So we'll talk about that, friends. So, friends, I will first start this discussion with this slide, which I deliberately added, which is about, see, this slide, understanding the dynamics of this slide becomes very important. I still remember when this assassination attempt happened on Donald Trump. I was in India. The minute I saw that news, first of all, in this picture only, there is a lot of that adrenaline rush which you will get. You will see the miracle as well, that from how much inches the bullet missed him. And see, when I say that this could be a proper testimony or a witness of a person who might be the chosen one. So again, friends, when I say chosen one, I'm not saying it in this context that it is going to be a messiah incarnation. I'm simply talking about the world is changing, and world always picks people like Donald Trump, who become like a medium, like a messenger, to act on what the nature and universe is demanding. If you remember, like what happened in Bhagavad Gita, when like Arjuna was like double-minded, that how can he fight with his loved ones or his own people, his own relatives, to which Lord Krishna said, they are already dead, their death is already written, you are just a medium to fulfill that. So that is what I mean to say over here, because I'm sure like those who are not a Republican fan, they will contradict to this statement that why I'm saying him as a chosen one. I mean to say, see, friends, right now in the transit, Saturn is in the Pisces. Pisces in the original Kal Purush Kundli is the final sign. We say that a lot of the existing structures break so that the new formation can happen. And he is just playing his part, he's delivering that. Because friends, see, the thing is, we cannot overlook that just in 1 year of Donald Trump's second tenure, how much has happened. Because see, there's a very famous saying that when USA sneezes, whole world catches the cold. So I mean to say, um, whatever happens in the US, it becomes and it influences the whole world. But in many past decades, it has never been this uncertain the way it has been in last 1 year. Like you can see that all these controversial things which has happened, all the dramatic things which has happened in the last 1 year. And I can assure you, friends, the next couple of months are going to be much more sensitive. Like if you found what happened in 2025 as dramatic, this is going to be full on drama in this next couple of months. And here I'm talking about the war as well. See, friends, if you follow the mundane astrology, the branch of astrology which deals with the global events, so for the wars, we generally give attention to, let me tell you the houses first. So we give attention to the seventh house, which is the house of the declaration of war, like where the peace talks and diplomatic conversation ends and the combat starts happening. Sixth house is very important because sixth house is the house of your military reserve, your naval power, your arms, ammunition, weapons, all of that we see from the sixth house. Eighth house talks about the like death, destruction, major casualty. See, obviously, the way Venezuela president has been captured, it has been debated amongst all the experts, like where they have been talking about the international law, ethics, integrity, many things. But there have been those who are also appreciating this move, that a decisive action within a day without any single life of American soldier being lost, and with a history of, like, where USA got entangled in Afghanistan, they got entangled in a long war in Iraq. We have been witnessing what is happening with Russia. Like their initial plan, the way they entered into Ukraine, they were hopeful that it is going to be a very short term kind of like surprise strike, and they will like win over all of their military goals. But they are still now, it's been many years, they are still struck over there. So I mean to say, many experts are also appreciating that with such a precise way, the goals and objective have been accomplished. So a lot has been talked about, but we generally see, friends, so in a mundane astrology, for any of the war related analysis, you have to give attention to the seventh house, open war. Sixth house, your strength and prowess, all the arsenal you have. Eighth house, major casualty. 12th house, espionage. Like the way he has been like uh, this Venezuela president has been captured. It looks like to be the 12th house was also active. This is a purely 12th house activity of like doing an operation and capturing the country's president in the night hours. So now, friends, talking about so major wars which happened in 2025, we will briefly look at it. So India-Pakistan armed conflict happened, Iran-Israel war happened, Thailand-Cambodia border war happened, Russia-Ukraine, it's ongoing, Sudanese civil war, Myanmar civil war, Sudanese civil war, and for a short period of time, even Pakistan and Afghanistan were also head-on with each other in terms of the border clashes as well. Now, friends, are talking about so see the thing is the way I mentioned, this is a very important thing because after this only, after the capture of the Venezuela president only, this became very certain that Trump mean his words and he could go for Greenland as well. And this is the high time for that. See, obviously, when in the transit, when Moon is conjunct with Ketu, it creates that kind of a panic button in the media and everywhere in the world. But just because it's not only about that, the transiting moon created that panic button. It's just like that, the way the planet of war in itself, Mars's move is going to be happening. Its next few transit in next couple of months, and you add the element of eclipses. It looks like to be that yes, some major escalation is bound to happen in next couple of months, which I will guide it to you through the planetary timelines. So, okay, friends, this Monroe Doctrine, which is used as a basis for U.S. Trump administration, said that this action was justified by asserting the Monroe Doctrine as a basis for U.S. dominance in the Western Hemisphere, arguing Venezuela posed strategic threats and hosted foreign adversaries. Now, friends, I was talking about the eclipses as well, right? So on Feb 17th, the eclipse is going to be happening in the Satbhisha Nakshatra. So we generally say that this is going to be the time of the mass consciousness shift. And it is supportive for the intelligence agencies, but at the same time, it will create that panic button as well. When we talk about the March 3rd, friends, it is going to be happening in the Magha Nakshatra. So, Magha is connected with Ketu, with the elite people in the power. So, it will talk about some sort of dethroning of the powerful figures. And again, friends, see, the thing is, if you will pay attention, we have still not completed the lunar year, like after the last Chaitra Shukla Pratipada calendar and the calculation of the king and the minister. So for 2025, which is still ongoing, I mean to say, so it was like both king and minister was sun. So when sun become both the minister and the king, somehow the leaders become very dictatorial, very authoritative. They very ruthlessly exert the authority. Now, friends, talking about August 12th. So, August 12th is going to be the solar eclipse happening in the Pushya Nakshatra. So, we know that any eclipse in this domain brings policy reset, economic restructuring, military decision, and protectionist laws as well. And August 28th, friends, it's going to be happening in the Shravana Nakshatra. So we know that Shravana Nakshatra has to do with the media, communication. So a lot of the propaganda, diplomacy, and false rumors will spread during that time. Now, friends, are talking about the possibility of war. So this is what our discussion is about, right? So see, the thing is, I'll show you a couple of things. First of all, friends, if you will even give attention to the Koorma Chakra, studying that becomes very important because right now Rahu is transiting in the Sadbhisha Nakshatra. Saturn is transiting like very soon in the Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra. And Mars will enter the domain of the Capricorn from January 15th from the Uttarashadha Nakshatra. Somehow it is giving heavy emphasis on the north and the northwest. So then that means some sort of development, escalation could happen in these region. Second thing is that, friends, if you will see over here, yeah. So if you will see over here in the USA's chart, so Mars, which is right now transiting in the fifth house, but on January 15th, it will enter in the sixth house. It will be transiting over the natal Ketu. It will trigger it. It will trigger the sixth house. Second thing is that, friends, right now, the Rahu Ketu axis is over the first and the seventh house of the US. So because of which, whenever you have like nodal axis happening in the first and the seventh house of a country's chart, many fated events happen in the fate of the country, which gets added up to the fate of the country. And along with that, friends, the next nodal shift the next nodal shift is going to be more tumultuous for USA in terms of the uncertainty and the war kind of situation, domination, because the next is going to be the inversion of the Rahu and Ketu. Because in the USA's chart, Rahu is in the Cancer, and the transiting Ketu will enter over there after December 5th of 2026. So then that means whenever Rahu Ketu shift happens, or excess shift happens, or the inversion happens, and that too happening in the 12th house and the 6th house, so war looks like to be inevitable. So the January 15th to Feb 23rd is like when Mars will be there in the 6th house. So see, friends, now understand the whole dynamics. Now what is happening? So they already have like Ketu transiting over the first house in the USA's chart, Rahu in the seventh house. Mars will transit over the natal Ketu, and with its ferocious, aggressive eighth aspect, it will look back at the Lagan first. So Mars Ketu combination is happening in the country's natal chart and in the transit. They are making a combination. So that is the only reason I'm saying this thing, that when you have any of the combination of Mars, and when it get entangled with the nodal axis, then this looks like to be a fated kind of situation, which is over which you do not have any control. You do not have any control. Again, see, I cannot give the reference of the Pearl Harbor, which actually brought formally US to the war, to the Second World War, but something like that. Again, not of that scale, but yeah, it looks like that. The way this whole smash and grab happened with the Venezuela, it looks like in next couple of months, USA is going to get entangled into like foot, like what do you call that? Foot on the ground, like soldiers on the ground in a long kind of battle kind of situation. And the way this whole ongoing current Trump administration, like where the Justice and the Defense Department has been renamed as the War Department. So they understand, they are talking the language of the war, and it is coming to their doors. And something here, I'm not talking about again like the smash and grab kind of scheme. Here I'm talking about being entangled for a long haul. See, the stars are definitely going to favor them. It is a very power pack combination they are in, but again, no country wants to get involved into a long term war, because it is definitely going to have economic repercussion as well. So this looks like to be a fated situation. You can see, friends, Rahu Ketu inversion happening in the December of 2026, end of this year. And right now, Mars getting exalted over the natal Ketu in the sixth house, giving aspect to the transiting Ketu, transiting on the first house. It is responsible for that. So, friends, the January till April is very sensitive. These next 4 months are very, very extremely sensitive. You ask me about taking over Greenland. Is it possible? There's a high possibility of that, because all the nakshatras which are active right now. Again, friends, I don't do astrocartography. I do the Koorma Chakra. I follow the nakshatras, and the way my own intuitive self, I did my own research and own calculation and all. So looked like that. It looks like that. This is not just a vague kind of rhetoric and claims. It looks like they mean it and they're going for it. There's a high possibility of that. And again, they are not going to stop over here. It looks like to be there is going to be a situation where it is not going to be as easy. You are going to get struck for a long haul. This is what it looks like for USA. Now again, I do a night shift. I was just coming back in the transit, and that's where I designed these presentation, these slides. I will do another video. I will do a proper research, because these days my mind is only in the spiritual work, in the spiritual domain. Even after this, I have to go for the meditation program only. So But yes, whether it is going to be Iran, whether it is going to be Colombia, whether it is going to be in some other part, this could be escalation with China over the Taiwan issue. But looks like the next couple of months are going to be very hard hitting, and being entangled somewhere in a war looks like to be fated for USA. They have all the cards, they have all the power, it goes without saying, but a long entanglement looks like to be in the cards. And you talk about, like, for example, like the Denmark leader has been talking about this, like, acquisition of the Greenland is going to be the death of the NATO. It looks like to be something like that only. So Rahu Ketu axis in the first house, seventh house, and when Mars will get conjunct with Rahu, it will sever the ties over there. High possibility of that. Now, friends, talking about, so this what has been coming in. So latest at a time when I'm recording this video, the news which has been doing the rounds, the stance of the official US position on Greenland is the US under Trump frames Greenland as strategically vital to Arctic defense. The administration is considering multiple options, like including economic, diplomatic, and military to increase US influence or control. Military force hasn't been ruled out and is sometimes explicitly mentioned as a potential tool. The stance is wrapped up in national security language even as international partners push back. Now, friends, talking about the Iran. So, I have many Persian friends over here. Like, even the company where I do the night shift, it's owned by the Iranian guy only. So, I mean to say, see, friends, if you were to ask me, the regime change looks like to be very feasible because this is, I'm sure, this chart beautifully defines the state and the condition of Iran right now. A country with rich culture, rich potential, very nice people, and yeah, it's very sad to see the condition they are in. So, and the thing is, if you are diverting so much of the country's resources and the wealth for the military buildup, for the proxy war, so at least in this kind of scenario, for example, no country has strength and courage to look in the eyes or get entangled or threaten or bully North Korea, no matter how they treat their own civilians and torment them, torture them, but at least they have built that military capabilities that no country can bully them or dominate them, even US. And imagine, like, after depriving all the Iranian people of their resources, of the opportunities, for the sake of the military, and when this in the 2025, when Iran was, like, bombarded by US, by Israel, they were like sitting ducks, they were not able to do anything. So that's very ironical that the stance which you sell for the military, for the proxy war, and when the right time came, you were caught unprepared. So, talking about this, the Persian people, the Iranian people deserve a regime change. This is what the whole country demands, is protesting for on the streets. And friends, the Rahu Ketu transit, and especially for them, the after December, this Rahu Ketu axis shift on their first house and seventh house can make that possible. High possibility of that. And again, Saturn is right now transiting in their ninth house. And when you have a religiously appointed leader, like supreme leader, so in those cases, like the way, for example, when we talk about like any democracy and all, so over there we generally see the fifth house, fourth house, tenth house as the leader's throne, where the president or the prime minister sits. But for the theocratic countries where the religious leader governs, ninth house becomes very important. And Saturn is transiting right now over there, hard bent on breaking down the structure. And the major shift generally happens, see, right now as well, they are going through the Rahu Ketu inversion. So Rahu is in the Leo where Ketu is transiting, and they have Ketu in the Aquarius where Rahu is transiting. So Rahu Ketu inversion happening. And after that, the next most important is the next nodal shift. It will happen in their first house and the seventh house. So again, friends, I would say the same thing, that the regime change looks like to be very imminent. That's all what I can say as if now. Talking about friends, the in the case of the Israel, so yeah, now they have also opened up another front with like the way Turkey lately has been uh, supporting the Hamas and all. So now Israel has opened that front as well in terms of their defense and their focus towards countering a probable threat which could come from Turkey as well. And apart from other area of like threat they have been consistently dealing with. In the case of the Israel friends, the like Saturn is transiting in the seventh house for them. In their case as well, the Mars and the Rahu transit, like Mars conjunction with the Rahu, will happen in their sixth house. So the next 4 months, and the most important is this eclipse kind of exists. So the 12th house and the sixth house. So looks like to be that somehow there's a high possibility that whatever Middle East operation or the like USA to intervene in the Iran and Israel being a part of that, there's a high possibility of that to happen. Talking about friends from the Pakistan's point of view, so yeah, Pakistan is going to get entangled into a multi-front war. This could be with Afghanistan, this could be with India. There is a slight possibility of that. See, the thing is, the control of the like the leadership is going to be maintaining its control, and we already have seen like the way Donald Trump has been openly very supportive for their the defense senior person. I forgot his name, Asim Munir, I guess that's his name. So this current Trump administration is very openly supportive, and just because with Donald Trump's interest in one like air base in Afghanistan, so I mean to say Pakistan is going to be playing a very vital role, and I'm not seeing much of the like inner turmoil in their case, although Saturn is transiting in their 12th house. But again, this could be a case that a leader in exile, a popular leader in exile, his life, or a popular leader who is imprisoned, his life might be in threat. Saturn in the 12th house, because we cannot overlook this fact that no matter what narrative propaganda they spread, Imran Khan is still popular and is still liked by major percentage of the awam, the population of Pakistan. So then that means, and yes, when we talk about another escalation of a war with this could be with India, this could be Afghanistan. There's a high likelihood of that. There's a high likelihood of that. This could be brief as well, but there's a possibility of that. Because friends, Saturn is there in their 12th house, and the Rahu Ketu axis is there in the 11th house and the 5th house. And just because see, the thing is, when Rahu is in such a strengthened state in the 11th house, media, you know how to manipulate, you know how to win the narrative, because Rahu in the Sadvisha and the 11th house, it has everything to do with the narrative. So yeah, they will definitely whatever they do, but at least the people who are in the power right now, they will be able to have that collective support and control over the general masses. It's not going to be as chaotic as it is happening right now in the Iran. Friends, talking about China, I'm very much hopeful, friends, that this Saturn's transit in the fourth house in the June, in the mid of the 2027, will bring that, because like even in this new year, like Chinese president has been vocal about that this like merging or unification with Taiwan will happen. It is not that far. It was in the news a couple of days back where China did its active naval and military exercises around close to the Taiwan. So, but many people have been saying that this could happen in 2026. But I feel the likelihood of that to happen in 2027 with next move of the planet Saturn. There's a high possibility of that to happen. So yes, friends, and in case of the Canada as well, see, the thing is, I have shown Canada's chart before as well. In their chart, the ascendant lord in itself is in the 12th house and conjunct with Ketu, and right now they're going through Rahu Ketu inversion. So yes, there's a lot of like confusion uncertainty around the Arctic area, around Donald Trump's claim, and many senior leadership is now traveling to Denmark to show their solidarity, their support. But the uncertainty will loom for sure. And I guess that is the only reason Canada is now building up their military reserve and all. They are building up heavily now, investing on that. So yes, friends, that is something which I wanted to say. So once again, friends, thanks a lot for watching this video. And for further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my Instagram account. धन्यवाद.